Thank you to Annabelle for suggesting that we look at Filecoin for this video. If you have any coins that you want me to look at, please leave them in the comments below and click subscribe with the notification bell on if you want to see those videos when they come out. Okay, so in these videos, I typically go over a long-term, a medium-term, and a short-term target for these coins, and Filecoin is no different. This is the weekly chart, so this is quite zoomed out. We're looking at the long-term opportunities here for Filecoin, and by long-term, I mean probably from now until maybe this time next year when we anticipate the bottom of the market will come in. So if I bring on all of my workings out here, you can see that back in 2017, Filecoin peaked out at this line here, which is at the $30 mark. After that, it did correct. Let's see the correction in price from there to the bottom, and that was a 92% correction. So we can expect 92% correction in the year ahead. As we reach a peak for Filecoin, wherever that is, we can expect 92% drop from that moment, just so I can give you kind of these good buy-in points when we get there in the video. So something I really wanted to point out mainly is, what are we expecting from this coin? Well, what's happened already? That's the real question here. And what we can see is that from the bottom of the market back in March 2020, after this is the COVID dip, we saw from there a 10,212% push. That's significant because with such a well-known coin, for it to go up 10,000% is something we can't really we can't forget that as if it never happened and expect a huge push in the coin. And I don't mean that to say I'm bearish on Filecoin. I just think it's already done its bullish thing. I mean, if you bought down in this capitulation phase, you've times by 100. It's 100x'd from the bottom of the market just a year ago. So when we're looking at from the price where it is now to where I think it's probably going to go towards the end of this cycle, we're only looking at 146%. So that's doubling your money, doubling and a half your money. So 1.5x on your money. I would say if you're looking to get into a coin, into Filecoin right now, you have to ask yourself, are we in this because we're holding it long term to be ultra bullish kind of for the next few cycles, or are we in it to make some money? And if you are in it to make some money, I would probably suggest finding another coin. I think 1.5 times or 1.5x your money perhaps isn't the play. That said, if you are holding, you're kind of looking for an exit plan, right? So I would say the exit plan for Filecoin would be right up here. It would make a lot of sense for it to be on this Fibonacci extension, 2.618, as we reach kind of this level right here, which I'd imagine is where we could go at that $96 level. I do think it could perhaps come up to this next extension, which is the 3.618 extension, which would just beat the local high, at about the $122 mark. So if you are wanting to keep some Filecoins for the bear market, then you might want to release 65 to 85% of your coins at the $95 level, all the way up to the $120 level. This kind of range right here might be a good time to start relieving your bags and cycling them into other coins that haven't moved yet. That said, what do we look for in the medium term? So let's go to the daily chart. With the daily chart, we can see that yes, we've had this huge correction over the weekend, and it's continued to do so today. When we're looking at this, we have to look back in history at stumbling blocks, at points in where the price has gone down and stopped. We can see that we did meet by these wicks. We met this area back in March 21. Everyone remembers this is the COVID dip. We can see that it really had issues coming through this line. So where the wicks have gone to most recently is where we've had issues before. We've tested it as support here, we've had it as resistance here, and resistance here and resistance there as well. So if we were to continue going down, because this could form a nice little W pattern. You can see here actually, because the new day has started, we've got the wick down, it's come up a little bit, and another wick down. So this could be a double bottom, or we could be forming more of a V-shaped recovery. At which point I do believe this $30 level might be a good place if you're going to put extra cash into Filecoin. I mean, at that point it would only really be 217% gains, I believe, and to be ultra bullish, let's say it got close to the previous all-time high, that's 500%, which starts making sense, but it does have to reach the ultra bullish targets to reach there. But I would certainly say this $30 mark has had a lot happen around it in the past, and would make sense. If the price dropped down, it would go down to there. What I do want to say is, back on the weekly chart, I do want to make a projection for where I think the bottom of the next market will be for Filecoin, because you might want to be, putting in these buy orders after this cycle is over at these ultra low levels. So what did we say? 92% reduction in the price. I do believe it's going to come around this extension here, this $90 extension. Let's go down to 92%, and where do we end up? We end up right, I don't know if you see that line, we end up right on the top of these resistances. This zone played a huge role in being a resistance. It was a support at one point, it lost the support, came up for resistance, finally broke through. This area is going to be used as, I believe, the support for the future. This is the bear market buy. In my opinion, although not financial advice and we don't have crystal balls, we just use history to tell us what's going to happen. We can see that if Filecoin has reached its top, we are looking at potentially a nice little 200 to maybe 500% increase this cycle from here. The 92% drop takes us down to $6.62. So those are my targets for Filecoin, although for this cycle, maybe not what you'll get in other coins. Now, if we go down to the 4-hour chart to see the really short-term targets for Filecoin, we're forming this double bottom here. So that could mean a reversal all the way back up to these levels, the 51 all the way up to 56 kind of area. That would make sense. That said, on the 4-hour, especially for the short term, we should expect some reduction in price because there has been a little pump in the last hour or two. So I'd expect that to come back down and meet these wicks again. Basically what we want to see is this RSI at the bottom of the screen here, also being at the bottom. This is in the territory of overbought, meaning it will come back down, as you can see, and price action will come down with it. Let's see on the daily, the RSI is nearing the bottom, so it looks like we've only got a little push down to the bottom from here before upward momentum occurs. And then on the weekly chart, we have hit the bottom. So on a weekly time frame, we're looking at going up this week. Obviously on the hourly and the daily, there's a little bit more downward action to take place, and then we're on our way up. I hope that video was interesting to you and provided more information than you could possibly want. We boosted up our subscribers, our little club here of 40 subscribers. We boosted it from 30 to 40 in the last video. So if you did want to join, click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I do lots of videos on cryptocurrency tips and tricks and finance for beginners, crypto market updates all the time, these price predictions, and also motivational videos for when you're feeling down about the market. If you've got a coin you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments below and subscribe to see it come out. Thank you.